my face with my regular skincare, my Cereve Oil Cleanser, and then I used my Valgene Labs Hydrate with hyaluronic acid and witch hazel eye and face makeup remover. Now I don't use this for makeup remover, I use this as a toner, and it actually smells really good. It smells like a really good smelling hotel, and I use that as a toner. I also use my Dermasil Oat Milk Toner, and then I use my sample size of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow. And then for my moisturizer, I used my Global Beauty Care Moisturizing Daily Face Gel. And I love how my skin looks right now. I think with the help of the Glow Recipe, that's what's giving it that glow today. So this is the only Glow Recipe product that I own, and I think I got this in a Sephora birthday box, but I need to pick up more of this because I love how my skin looks and I love how it feels. I just don't get this because it's $32 a bottle. I mean, this is a sample size, but I don't know, it might be worth it. So I'm kind of making that as a mental note to myself to purchase a bigger bottle. So I actually purchased this new coffee here. It is vanilla sweet cream, and it is really good. I found this on sale for $6. It's my first time trying something from this coffee brand, and I really like it. Well, yeah, like we went to the store 2 days ago and was completely out of coffee, and I realized my Folgers coffee is $15 now. Like, that is so expensive. Ours was actually having a sale on some of their coffees, but I couldn't find anything. Everything was priced $6 and up. So I was like what the heck? I normally buy a big container of the Folgers coffee because it lasts us a while, and in this household we drink a lot of coffee. And that last container, I had purchased it for $10 on sale. But now it's like $15, $16 like a container. Like, that's insane. So welcome to another video of 7 looks, 1 palette. For this video, we're actually going to be using 2 palettes for the week. So this one right here is my Flower Beauty palette from 2016, and this one is in my current project pan. So that's just what it looks like. We are almost done with this gray shade here, and then this pink shimmer shade. And then I pulled out an old but very unused and neglected palette from NYX. This is the NYX For Your Eyes Only Smokey Eyes. And I don't know why I never touched it, and it's been kind of sitting in my makeup drawer like all these years. But you get all these, you get 10 beautiful eyeshadows, and these are all smoky eyes, and you get a couple of gray shades, 3 black shades. Actually, these are kind of like a dark brown, but they're close enough to being black. And you get a champagne highlighter shade and then a pure white shimmery shade. And yeah, I pulled this out because it's still cold out, and during the winter times I like to use like a good smoky eye. And I haven't worn like gray eyeshadow in a long time, so I figured we would just try that out. And this whole week we're going to be playing around with these colors, and I'm actually looking forward to it. So I challenge you guys out there to use up your older palettes and maybe switch them out every week. This is my second video using up a palette of the week. It's actually helpful to pick out a palette of the week and pre-plan your eye makeup. We have been really busy again in my personal life, so it kind of helps having a planned out makeup look. That way I don't have to think too much, and it kind of gives me a break from the other stuff that I'm doing on my channel. But go ahead and get a cup of coffee, grab a snack, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first shade I'm going to use in my NYX Smokey Eye palette is this gray shade here. And I'm going to be applying that to the crease. And we're just going to tap that color on first before we blend it. And then for the lids, I'm going to be taking this brighter gray shade here. And we're just going to plop that color on the lid. I'm just going to be applying one coat of this. We're going to, of course, reapply all these colors. I just want to get like a good base going. And we're going to be taking my Flower Beauty palettes. And we're going to be taking this glittery black shade here. It has some silver glitter in here. So it's going to tie together really well with this look. And we're going to be putting that black shade on the outer corner. Kind of give it that smoky look. And you can kind of see those beautiful silver sparkles. I'm kind of like gently packing that on the lid. I'm going to be taking this brush here and kind of blend that out. Ooh, I really love that. And then we're going to be doing the same on this side. And then I went ahead and put on my foundation. For my foundation, I am just using mostly, actually it's all McoBeauty. This is the Flawless Glow. I am using the Miracle Flawless pressed powder. This is in the shade 3 Medium Warm. And then I am using my McoBeauty Jelly Tint. And we're just going to set that with powder. And then for my powder blush, I'm using my Clinique Iced Lotus. And this is just a pink shade. I feel like it brings out that color I was going for. And for my bronzer today, I'm using my NYX Medium Matte Bronzer. And we're going to be taking this silver shade here again. And using my finger, I'm going to be plopping that over the lids. And then I'm going to be taking my AOA Studio highlighter palette. And I'm going to be applying this shade here. I'm going to apply that to my inner corner. And I could have used one of the shades in that NYX palette, but I want to see what this highlighter color does. Ooh, I like that. And we're going to be taking that and dragging it down here. Next, we're going to be going in with that gray shade, which is right here. And I'm going to put that on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to be taking more of that black from my Flower Beauty palette and apply just a little bit on the outer corners. You know what? I'm actually going to take more of that black and apply that to the rest of the under eye because I really like how that looks. And then I'm going to be taking my LA Girl Perfect Precision eyeliner in metallic silver. That's just what it looks like. There is some beautiful sparkle with this eyeliner, and I feel like it would tie this look together perfectly. And then I'm going to be taking that pencil and kind of drawing a line right under the black. And then add some to the inner corner and top of the lash line. You can kind of see how it brightened up that look just a little bit. You kind of have to press firmly with this eyeliner to get like that color. And I'll just kind of do a swatch. You know what I'm gonna do these days? Actually, you know what? Maybe sometime this week I can use this for my inner corner. Because look at that metallic. And then you can, I don't know if the camera is picking up the glitter. Oh, there it goes. But yeah, it's just like really pretty. That would be a really good inner corner highlight. So for the bottom lashes and then a little bit on the outer corner, I use my Maybelline Sky High. Over the top, I use my L'Oreal Butterfly Mascara. And then for the lips, I did something different. I put on concealer first. And then I line my lips with my LA Colors Copper Bronze Lip Liner. And I outlined the corners and around the edges. The concealer I used was the McoBeauty 4-in-1 Color Corrector. And then over that, I used my Le Mercerie Full Coverage Lip Gloss. And it's just kind of like a nude shade. And that's all for the look today. I really love how it turned out. And I love this lip combination. Adding the concealers to the middle of the lips before you put on the lip gloss. It adds like an ombre effect. And then the light will catch on to the lighter parts of the lip. And yeah, I actually saw this on TikTok and I'm gonna use this hack again with some other lip products. All right, and that's all for the look. Welcome to day number 2. We're gonna be taking this first shade here and we're gonna be applying that to the crease. And then next, we're going to be taking this pink shimmery shade here and I'm just going to apply a little bit. I'm just going to apply some to the lids. And I'm actually going to go back in with this shimmery shade again with my fingertips. And then I'm going to do the same as well to that pink shade. Today's look is going to be very simple. I want to make sure those colors really pop. And then on the outer corners, we're going to be taking this. It's kind of like a dark brown shade. Actually, this is a matte black shade. And we're just going to be applying a little bit on the outer corners. And this, actually, you know what? I guess I keep going back and forth with the color. I think this is kind of like a really dark brown. Because when I blend it out, it has kind of like brown tones. And then on the inner corner, we're going to be applying this white shade. Just for a little pop of color. And I most likely will go back in with these colors once I'm done with my makeup especially the middle lids and the outer corners. So then I'm gonna apply my primer, concealer, foundation, all of that stuff, and I'll be right back. Alright, and for my blush, I use my powder blush. I use my Lancome blush from my Project Pan, and this is in the shade A Plum, and this is just basically just like a everyday pink shade. And I went and I kind of retouched all the colors, and I kind of just took that dark brown shade under the eyes and just rubbed it, and then just applied some more underneath to kind of give it like a smoky effect. And then for my lashes today, I'm just using my Butterfly mascara, and so far this look is really simple and really light, perfect for every day. And I really like that dark brown shade. It's just really soft, and it looks darker in the pan, but once you apply it, it's just really light. You can darken it up, but because I'm using lighter shades for the inner corners, I didn't want to make it too heavy. So for my highlighter today, I'm actually going to be using my AOA Studio Emerald Peacock, and I'm just going to swirl those colors together. And then for my lips today, I'm going to be taking my LA Colors Black Lip Liner and my LA Colors Lip Crayon in the shade Lover. When I kind of mix the colors, this color is actually kind of made my lip look kind of like mauve-y, and while I do like the color, I feel like it doesn't match my cheeks at all. It does match the eyeshadow a little bit, but so we're gonna see if we can brighten that up, because I really don't want to take it off. I hate wasting product. It looks really bad. I am gonna take it off. So we're just gonna add a little bit of concealer. That is a little bit better. But yeah, like next time I'm probably gonna go with a brighter color. So let me just apply this on the top. And this is my Mercerie Maximum Lip Shine. And this is just like a nude shade. Doesn't have a name on it, but it's really creamy. I like this stuff. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So honestly, this doesn't look bad. I didn't expect the lips to turn out this color, but now I actually like them a little bit better. I did make them kind of like a nude shade, because that color black with this color, I think because this one was already kind of like a nude leaning lip shade, it's just fine by itself. I didn't need that black lip liner, but we were able to save the color, and you know what, I actually really like it. If I would have redone this look, I probably would have just used a nude shade like this one. This is the Arani Warm Rose shade, just because it does look a little bit weird that my cheeks are like lighter than my lip, but that's okay. I'm not really going anywhere today, so I don't mind this. And that is the completed look. So we're going to be taking my Flower Beauty palette, and I'm going to be taking this brown shade over here. And we're going to be applying this dark brown to the crease. So then we're going to be applying this dark brown shade here, and this is from the NYX Smokey palette. And I'm going to be applying this directly under that brown, just to kind of deepen it up. I'm kind of keeping it in the middle of the crease area. And we're gonna go back in with that Flower Beauty palette, and we're gonna be using this shimmery brown shade to the lids. This is a really beautiful look. I'm also going to be using my eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to be bringing that shimmery shade on the top. And I just basically use whatever leftover I have on my brush. Okay, I really love how this turned out. I have to add this look to my favorites because I want to wear this again. Alright, and for my eyeliner today, I am wearing my LA Girl Perfect Precision eyeliner. And this is in the shade Metallic Silver, and it's just basically a glittery silver shade. And I just put this on because I kind of wanted a pop of shimmer for this look. And then I'm wearing my Lancome A Plum blush. And then for my lips, I am using the LA Colors lip crayon in the shade Lover. And this time I did not add the black lip liner. So this shade is very natural to my lip color, which I really like. We're going to be taking the Flower Beauty black shade here, and we're going to be applying that to the outer corner. And I'm going to be applying this until I get a good black color. And then going in with the NYX palette, we're going to be taking this gray shade over here. And we're going to be plopping that on the lids and the inner corner. And we're going to kind of repeat the process. I basically took both of those eyeshadows and applied it to the lower lash. And then for my blush today, I'm wearing the Be Pure Glow Up blush. And this is in the shade Rose Gold, and this is actually an e.l.f. dupe, I believe. And then next, I'm going to be taking my LA Colors lipstick in the shade Black. And this is actually like a light black color, but I'm not going to be wearing a full black lip. This is just going to be like an under layer color, I guess. It's not really as potent and it's kind of patchy, so I never wear it by itself. And then I'm going to take my LA Colors lip crayon, and this is in the shade Lover. I'm going to clean that up off camera, but I'm basically taking the AOA Studio liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Scandal. And I just kind of darkened up the lips just to make it look a little bit more vampy for this look today. Right, and this is the finished look. And I really love how it turned out. I love the eyes. It was really simple using 2 of those shades. And this is like the perfect smoky eye combination, and I love it. It matches the black shirt that I'm wearing today, and then I really like how I darkened up the lips. I wasn't really feeling like a full bold red lip, but I was hoping to get something. I was hoping for something darker, so I just took those products and I just mixed them together. I don't really own any like darker lipsticks in my collection at the moment, but I really love how it turned out. So today we're going to be taking this shade over here, and we're going to be applying that all over the lids. And this is just basically going to be a base shade. And I'm going to make sure that I get like a full coverage. We're going to be applying 2 more shades on top. So I'm going to make sure I get into that inner corner. Cover up the whole eye. I'm going to be taking this brown shade here, and we're going to be applying that to the crease. And I'm just going to be kind of tapping in that color. I feel like these shades together are so beautiful. And I'm not normally like a neutral person wearer. I'm always wearing like colorful eyeshadow. But sometimes I forget how beautiful just like regular shades are. But coming up, I'm going to be playing around with some more neutral looks. So we're going to be taking this shimmery shade here. And this is actually the same color as my nail polish. It's like a taupey gray. And there's just like, yeah, it's just basically like a gray shade. And I'm going to be applying that to the lids. And then going in with that same brush, I'm going to kind of blend out the crease. And it's going to kind of bring back that brown layer. So I just finished putting on my foundation and my bronzer. And the bronzer that I'm wearing today is my Beauty Bay bronzer in the shade Walnut. For cheeks today, I'm actually going to be wearing a red blush. This is my Dollar Tree blush. This is the Clean Beauty Fun in the Sun cream blush, and this is just basically a reddish blush. And it does have like a pink hue to it. So I feel like once I put on that powder, it's gonna give it like a pinky look. I actually do have the Revolution Cherry blush in the powder form, and I might put that on top, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm just taking that blush and packing in that color. So I think I'm going to apply a little bit more. And actually, I decided to change my mind on that Revolution blush. So I'm going to go in with the color, with the LA Colors Gorgeous. And this was actually a fall release last year. And I've only used it once, so I'm just gonna apply that. And this blush is very pigmented, so I'm literally like barely tapping my brush. But that's just a really beautiful blush. And for my eyeliner today, I am using the LA Colors Auto Eyeliner, and this is in the shade Better Than Burgundy. And then I'm going to be taking that brown shade, and I'm basically just going to apply that to the lower lashes. And that just creates a really beautiful like smoky look. And I actually like that I chose to go with that burgundy eyeliner because I feel like it just adds just a little bit of like extra color to the look. And then for the lashes, we're gonna go in with our Maybelline Bubble Mascara. Actually, you know what? I forgot to... Okay. So I recently purchased the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Eyeliner. And I purchased this because I want to start lining my upper lashes. I actually used to do that with every single makeup look back in the day. And this was my all-time favorite gel liner for lining like the top lashes. I would use this Maybelline one, and then I would use the MAC gel liner. And I just really love both of them. And I haven't done this in literally like 3 years. I am not the best when it comes to gel liners. I cannot for the life of me create a like straight line. Across the eye, and then I'm kind of packing in that black. It's so much easier to do this like when you're not filming, but I wanted to kind of capture how I used to wear makeup. See, I'm not really the best when it comes to liner. So this little end here is actually kind of curved down. So we're going to fix that in just a second. Taking the end of my dried out makeup remover, I'm just going to pull my face a little bit and just kind of pull it straight out. I'm just gonna take a little bit of makeup off, but we'll use a setting powder. So in case you haven't done this before, the best way to clean up a gel liner, and if you want to get like a sharp wing, get your fingernail and go at the very base or the very bottom of that line, and then kind of pull this way. It is going to take your makeup off a little bit, but you can always fix that. Okay, so that looks a lot better. And then we're going to be applying some mascara. Alright, so this is the completed eye and face look, and now it's time for the lips. So I'm going to be using my LA Colors Dual Lip Liner, and this is in the shade Berry Sweet. And I'm obsessed with this lip liner duo. This has a liner and a filler. And it just makes a really pretty lip look. And then I think I'm going to wear this for the top. This is a Mercerie Maximum Full Coverage Lip Shine. And this you can get at Dollar Tree. I actually like wearing this with a liner. Like with just a liner without filling in the rest of the lip. It's really pretty over a nude shade. And this completes my makeup look for today. Alright, so today we're going to be taking my Flower Beauty palette and I'm going to be applying this taupe shade to the crease. I literally have a few uses left from this shade. And we're just going to blend that in. This gray shade has been my all-time favorite shade in this palette. I've had this palette for so long and it's been like a really great palette. I wish Flower Beauty was still around. The last time I checked, I was actually following the Flower Beauty Instagram page and they mentioned that they were going to discontinue the brand. And it made me really sad because I really liked their makeup. But I guess like they weren't as popular as they thought they would be. Then I'm going to be taking my NYX palette and I'm going to be applying this second shade. And I'm basically going to be applying this to the lids. Actually, I need to use my... So I'm going to be taking this shade here and I'm just going to be applying it to the lids. So I'm going to be applying this light shimmery gray shade here and I'm going to be popping that on the inner corner. And then I'm going to clean up under the eyes and then apply my eye cream and the rest of my makeup. And under the eyes, I'm going to go back in with that taupe color. And I'm just going to add that directly under the eyes. And with my fingertips, I'm just going to pack on more of that color. And then going in with that slightly brown shade, I'm going to add some to the outer corners. And then I'm going to go back in with that gray shade right here and then add more to the inner corners. And what I did is I just used my black eyeliner and I just kind of tight lined the best I could on the upper lash line and the lower lash line. Alright, and I did something new. I actually took my AOA Studio matte lipstick and then I took my Dollar Tree concealer and I put this on first. Then I put the concealer and I started in the middle with my fingertips until I got this like gray look. And I actually don't have a gray lipstick yet. I'm still trying to find one. I'm pretty sure someone in the YouTube comments told me about a gray lipstick. And I can't remember what video that was in, but if you guys have like a really good gray lipstick that you tried before and you really like, or if you've heard of any like good affordable gray lipsticks, let me know. I'm actually on the hunt for one. I want to get one around like the fall time for like some Halloween looks. And I haven't had any look at Ulta. For my blush, I am wearing my cream blush. This is a Dollar Tree Clean Beauty blush in the shade Pink Mist. And this is a kind of like a baby pink. It's really light and it's really beautiful. I put that under my makeup and then I went over that with my Almay blush. This blush I've had for forever. It's just been kind of sitting in my makeup collection. This is in the shade 30 Coral. And this is kind of like an orangey blush. I put that on top. And I'm actually not wearing any bronzer today. I think I'm just going to keep it without bronzer. I think. I actually might end up doing bronzer later. But yeah, and then for my lips, I use my AOA Studio matte lipstick from Miss A, and then I use my Dollar Tree concealer. And I wanted to create a gray lip for this look. I don't have any gray lip shades. I have to find some coming up, but this is what I came up with for this look. And over that, I'm actually wearing the Dollar Tree Cookie lip gloss, and I just put one of the glitter shades on the top just to make it moisturizing. And this is a pretty good lip gloss trio. I got this at Dollar Tree, and this is from the Bake My Day collection. And it's supposed to be cookie scented, but it's not. But yeah, like I love this for like a really good like hydrating lip gloss for over lipstick. And this is the completed look. Welcome to day number 7. So we're going to be taking this gray shade here and we're going to be applying that to the crease. We're going to be taking my Flower Beauty palette. So today's look is going to be very simple. We are only going to be using 4 shades today. So going in with my Flower Beauty palette, I'm going to be taking this pink shade here. And I'm going to be applying this color to the lids. And it's not going to really like show up at first. So I'm going to have to go in with my fingertips. I've had this palette for like so long. So I don't know if it's like just like older, but it's not as pigmented as it once was. So we just kind of have to work with it. Alright, and for my cheeks, I am wearing a cream blush. I'm wearing my McoBeauty Cheek and Lip Tint. And this blush is actually really, really light. This is the color Blended Out. I already put on my powder foundation and I feel like I'm not really wearing any blush. I mean, you can still kind of see it through the makeup, but I'm gonna have to for sure use a powder blush. And I guess I lied because we're not going to be using 2 other shades. We're actually just going to use this gray shade again for the lower lash. I pre-wrote all of these makeup looks. That way I wouldn't accidentally use the same color like twice. So we're just taking that gray again and applying that to the lower lash. And you know what? I really like this like taupey gray. It's a cross between a light brown and a gray. And I feel like every eyeshadow palette needs a color like this. So then for the inner corner highlight, we're going to use this shade here. And plop that to the inner corner. And then I think I'm going to use I think I'm going to go in with a black eyeliner for the look. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind on that. I think I'm going to use I'm not sure. Okay. So I think I'm going to go in with this LA Girl Perfect Precision eyeliner in the shade Metallic Silver. And this is just a super glittery silver eyeliner. And this is blush, by the way. I know it looks like I got cut, but I got that blush like all over the place. I really like this eyeliner because it has like beautiful silver glitter. And when it catches the light just right, it just looks really pretty. However, I don't think my camera's picking it up. So then I think for this look, I'm going to be wearing my Maybelline eyeliner. And I don't normally wear eyeliner, but I don't know. I've been kind of feeling it recently. So this is just what it looks like. This is actually a brand new eyeliner. And we're going to be taking a angled brush and just apply a little bit. Alright, and for my blush, I'm wearing my Lancome blush in the shade A Plum, and this is just a pinky, it's like a neutral pink shade. And I use this because it kind of matches this color right here. So this blush actually goes on way lighter than I expected. I did use it one time. So yeah, I forgot about that. This is a very, very light blush. I feel like you have to like apply a lot more, but I just didn't want to do too much blush for today's look. And I'm also going to be skipping the highlighter today. I do feel like my face looks pretty glowy because I'm wearing some skincare, but that is the completed look. And for my lips, I am wearing the LA Colors Lip Crayon in the shade Lover, and then the AOA Studio Cosmic Cowgirl Glitter Gloss. I really like how I incorporated the lips and the cheeks for this look. That way it kind of like matches that lid shade. Alright, and now for the final review of the NYX For Your Eyes Only Smokey Eyes. So honestly, I'm kind of surprised that I don't have more dents in this palette. I mean, we did only use it for like 7 days. But yeah, I am noticing a little bit of dents in this shade here and then in this shade here. And my opinion on it, I feel like it's a great little eyeshadow palette. Now obviously this is like way discontinued. I don't even know like how old this is, but this is a great palette. I'm not really sure why I haven't used it more like in the past, but it's just a really good palette for wearing smoky eyes, you know, like everyday looks. And I feel like this is just such a great size to have in my collection. You do get quite a few shades here, and you do get these two lighter highlight shades here. I feel like these two shades here and these two shades here are pretty much like similar, with the exception of this taupe color here. Actually, I feel like this one is more gray. Let me just swatch that out real quick. The taupey one is more on the darker gray side, and then this one's more of a silver. But yeah, overall, I really like this palette. I enjoyed it. I feel like coming up, I feel like I actually might take this with me, like when I travel this year. I'm not sure yet, because I feel like this is such like a great everyday makeup palette, and it's also like travel friendly because it's really small. Overall, my favorite shade in this palette, it's actually kind of a hard one. I think honestly these two shades here are my favorite. This taupe color and then this like shimmery brown color. I feel like these shades right here are perfect if I want something more neutral and not like as smoky, because I could see myself getting a little bit burned out on like doing a smoky eye for every single day. But then you also get these two shades here, and then I don't know, I just feel like I could do a lot with it. Like if I'm not feeling a smoky look, I could probably do the brown here, and then this color here if I want to create like a brighter makeup look. And then this color right here is kind of like a champagne pink shade. So if I'm really wanting something like pink and I don't know how to explain it, like dainty looking, then I feel like that's just a really good shade. So yeah, I had a lot of fun using this. Let me know what your guys' favorite makeup look from this palette that I did. Let me know in the comments. Of course, I'm gonna list everything down below. And I know this video was very long, but thank you so much for watching all the way through. I actually really love doing this 7 looks 1 palette series. Yeah, I can't wait for the next one. I'm actually currently working on the other one, and I can't wait to get that up for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video series on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.